Joining us live tonight is Lee Merritt. He's a federal civil rights attorney and co-counsel representing the Floyd family. Sir, are you with us? Thanks so much for your time tonight.
Thank you for having me back.
I have to kind of start with the basic question. What was your top line reaction when that judge today read out the verdict?
Well, it was a huge relief for me and for other members of the civil rights community and all the families that we were attached to. You know, this case is going to set the tone for the case for the family of Ahmaud Arbery, who were expecting as early as this summer, and so many other families, like the family of Tatiana Jefferson and Stephen Taylor in California, really from coast to coast, who are awaiting their days in court as well.
So what is next? Legally speaking and also legislatively speaking, because we've got, of course, a bill before the Senate right now, the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act of 2021. What is a meaningful way forward in your mind to really bridge the divide that has been created, not just in George Floyd's death, but in so many other cases, as you mentioned?
Right. Well, we still have a ways to go before we're at full accountability in this case. And so the sentencing trial that comes in about, I believe, about 30 days will be really important to the family, really important to the community, so that we know what kind of sentence Mr. Chauvin will receive for his crimes. And then similarly, we want a system where it is easier to hold police officers accountable, and less than 2% of these cases actually result in a conviction like we saw here. Even rarer is a homicide conviction. And the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, the one that bears George Floyd's name, has some provisions that make it easier for federal prosecutors to hold bad actors accountable at a state level, removes the barriers for qualified immunity for other families who are fighting to change local municipalities in terms of their patterns and their practices. And so we want to see what happened in this criminal court spill over into the policy and the legislation that's coming out of DC, and also into the execution of upholding the law for anywhere from the Department of Justice to local levels of accountability for the cases are still ongoing.
And Lee, I think for many folks in the country, this was not a single verdict or a single case or a single victim. When you think about the long line, whether it's Trayvon Martin or Rodney King or Dante Wright or Breonna Taylor or Eric Gardner or Michael Brown or Sandra Bland or Laquan McDonald, the list goes on and on. What, in that canon of things that we've witnessed as a country, where does this case rank? And does anything substantive, do you think, change going forward? Have we changed either the conversation or the culture because of what happened today?
I think we're moving the culture in the right direction. When I think about culture shifts, which is necessary for the deadliest police culture in the modern world, when we think about culture shifts, we like to think in terms of a speedboat, but I like to look at it more like a ship. You can turn that wheel for a while and you'll see a gradual change take place. When we look at this case in context of, when I was a kid, the officers who were indicted for the brutal assault of Rodney King and who were acquitted, and when I graduated law school, the trial of George Zimmerman and that acquittal, and what that meant to the community that I was a part of, but also my own belief of what the criminal justice system meant to me as an American. It was a really dismal picture, and I think this provides a slither of hope, but knowing that it's so rare and that we have so far to go, it also sort of motivates me and others, I believe, to continue to push on.
Lee, so many of us were impacted not just by this case, but by the video we witnessed that was also part of this trial. I'm interested in how George Floyd's death impacted you personally and also in your relationship with his family in the year following.
Yeah. Well, watching that death on tape, we know that it came after a time where the country was quarantined. A lot of people were home, and the video of Ahmaud Arbery had just begun to to be released to the public. We had just seen the arrest in those cases. We had just learned about the death of Breonna Taylor. And to see George Floyd killed the way that he was for such a length of time in broad daylight, it impacted me on a personal level because it gave body to the stats and data and statistics that I deal with on a daily basis within the criminal justice system. And it awoke something, I believe, not only in me, but in a lot of people throughout the country to say, if we live in a nation that will justify this, then we need to push the brakes fast and really come to grips, have a racial reckoning in this nation. I think it started, but we are a long way from complete.
Lee Merritt, representing the George Floyd family, we appreciate you on this historic day taking some time to speak with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me again, you guys. Be blessed.